Once upon a time there was a beautiful kingdom ruled by a kind and wise king and queen. They had an adorable little daughter named Princess Lily who loved to play in the palace gardens. One day while picking flowers, Lily wandered deep into a forest near the palace. This ancient forest was normally off-limits, but the curious princess wanted to explore. As she went deeper into the woods, the air grew colder and the trees blocked out the sunlight. Lily shivered and wished she had not disobeyed her parents and ventured so far from home. Suddenly, Lily heard a strange noise behind her. She turned and gasped to see a large, frightening wizard looming over her. He wore long black robes and held a twisted magic staff. His face was covered in shadows. "What are you doing in my forest, little princess?" the wizard growled. Lily wanted to run but her legs felt frozen. "I am sorry, I was just picking flowers and got lost," she stammered. The wizard glared and raised his staff. Lily squeezed her eyes shut, afraid he was going to curse her. But instead of cursing the princess, the wizard lowered his staff. "You are lucky I'm in a good mood today, child," he grumbled. "This forest is dangerous. Return to your palace at once before you get hurt." He pointed his staff and suddenly Lily found herself magically transported back to the edge of the forest. Lily collapsed in the soft grass, her heart still racing. She took a deep breath. She had learned her lesson about disobeying her parents and wandering off. Clutching her flower basket tightly, Lily raced back to the palace. The young princess decided not to tell anyone about her scary encounter with the wizard. She was afraid she would get in trouble. But over the next few weeks, strange things started happening around the kingdom. Farmers' crops withered overnight. Wells and streams mysteriously dried up. Wild animals ran amok in villages. Lily wondered if the evil wizard she had met was responsible. One morning the palace was in an uproar. The king and queen's royal unicorn companion named Starbreeze had disappeared from the royal stables. The unicorns were the protectors of the kingdom and were great friends to the royal family. Lily was very concerned about gentle Starbreeze. Later that day, Lily confided what had happened in the forest with the wizard to her best friend, a palace servant boy named Tobin. "Do you think that evil wizard took Starbreeze?" she asked worriedly. Tobin's eyes were wide. "I bet he did. We have to tell your parents the truth." Lily knew Tobin was right, but she was still nervous about admitting she had disobeyed the rules. With Tobin by her side, Lily told the king and queen about sneaking into the forest and meeting the dark wizard. "I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner," Lily said, bowing her head. "But now I think he stole Starbreeze." The king and queen were disturbed by Lily's story. While disappointed she had disobeyed them, they praised her courage in telling the truth. The king declared, "This wizard is clearly planning something evil. But he will not succeed as long as we all work together." The whole kingdom tried to find Starbreeze and stop the wizard's mischief, but nothing worked. Plants continued to die, animals fled in fear, and monsters attacked villages. Finally Lily realized what she had to do. She needed to be brave and confront the wizard herself. That night, Lily had trouble sleeping, her mind racing. Tobin brought her a midnight snack to calm her nerves. "Are you sure you want to face the wizard alone?" he asked. Lily nodded. "Starbreeze and the kingdom are in trouble because of me. It's my responsibility." The next morning Lily packed supplies for her journey then snuck out of the palace before dawn. She traveled deep into the forest until she came to the same dark, gloomy part she had stumbled into before. As Lily carefully walked underneath the shadowy trees, she heard an ominous chuckle. There was the wizard, sitting on a gnarled throne covered in twisted vines and thorns. Imprisoned in a cage nearby was beautiful Starbreeze. The unicorn whinnied when she saw Lily. Well, what a pleasant surprise," cackled the wizard. "Come to join my other guest, have you?" Lily stood tall and glared at the evil wizard. "Let Starbreeze go and leave our kingdom alone," she shouted, hoping she sounded braver than she felt. The wizard just laughed. "And why should I take orders from a puny little girl like you?" He rose from his throne and pointed his staff at Lily. Lily refused to back down. She then remembered she had magic of her own, the pure love in her heart for her kingdom and friends. As the wizard prepared to attack, Lily closed her eyes and focused on how much she cared for Starbreeze and her home. Suddenly, her body glowed pink and warm energy flowed from her heart. The wizard shrieked as Lily's pure heart magic engulfed him. He dropped his staff, unable to cast any more evil spells. Lily's magic lifted the wizard high up into the sky and far away from the kingdom until he vanished from sight with a twinkle. With the wizard gone, his evil magic faded away. Starbreeze was freed from her cage and nuzzled Lily happily. Together, they walked out of the gloomy forest back towards the cheerful palace. When Lily arrived home riding Starbreeze, the kingdom rejoiced. The king and queen were so proud of her bravery. From then on, Lily knew that as long as she listened to her heart and stood up for what was right, she could overcome any evil. She had saved the kingdom and Starbreeze, but most importantly, she had learned to believe in herself. And they all lived happily ever after. The end.